So this Irish YouTuber, let's call him Toyman. Now Toyman reviews toys on YouTube and other stuff. And one night, it's almost Christmas, and he's doing a Christmas live stream playing Vice City. At the same time, a soon-to-be killer is getting on a city bus. And he rides that bus for a bit until it reaches its stop. And the soon-to-be killer exits the bus, and he walks a few blocks, and he enters an apartment. The woman living in that apartment is this woman, Natalie. Now Natalie is actually Toyman's girlfriend. She's also 15 weeks pregnant. Now the soon-to-be killer is now in Natalie's apartment, and suddenly he unalives her in a really brutal way, a way I won't describe. He then leaves her apartment about 45 minutes later with new clothes on, and he finds a taxi and he gets in, and the taxi drives him for a bit and then drops him off in a residential neighborhood in Lisburn. Meanwhile, Toyman, he's at home, he's still live streaming, but because he's having technical issues, he can't really interact with his fans in the chat.
It means I can't check the live chat, which is a real shame. So by all means, talk amongst yourselves.
Now eventually the stream ends, and he's been at it for like 6 hours, so it's time for him to go to bed.
Merry Christmas, everyone. Farewell.
And the next day, he drives to see his girlfriend, Natalie. He hadn't heard from her all day, and he wants to check on her. So he gets there, and he goes into her apartment, and there he finds her body lying there on the floor. And he's devastated, and he contacts police. Then police show up, and they talk to Toyman, and Toyman is like, I think I know who did this, and he gives them a name. But for some reason, police arrest Toyman. Now, lucky for him, that same day, he gets out on bail. And eventually, they clear him as a suspect because, as we all saw, he was live streaming that night for about 6 hours. Now, Natalie's parents, they are, of course, heartbroken over all this. I mean, they lost a daughter and technically a grandchild, so they really push to get Natalie's story out there. They go to the news media. The media picks up their story, so now it's all over the news. They and some others helped organize a big rally in Natalie's memory. And of course, Toyman shows up. He's there giving his full support. But despite the parents' best efforts, police still have no leads on catching the killer. Until the police forensics team have a really thorough look at that 6-hour live stream that Toyman did on the night of Natalie's death, which was still posted to his YouTube channel. And they discover it wasn't live at all. It was a pre-recorded video. He wasn't interacting with his fans in the chat because he wasn't streaming in real time. So police see this and they're like, what the fuck? That was his whole alibi. Not only that, the killer, who had been seen twice on CCTV footage coming to and from Natalie's apartment, that guy matched Toyman's height and build. Not only that, but police get in contact with the taxi driver from that night, and they get his GPS data. And the data shows that the place where the taxi driver dropped the killer off just happens to be right outside of Toyman's house. And according to the driver, the killer had forgotten his wallet, and he had to run into the house and get it and come back and pay. And the house he ran into? Toyman's house. Then police asked driver to pick the killer out of a lineup, and of course the guy driver identified is Toyman. So police arrest Toyman a second time. Now he's in jail while he waits for his trial to start. And by the way, that 6-hour Christmas live stream that he did that night is still up on his YouTube channel. And he literally titled it, I'm not making this up, The Violent Night Christmas. And Toyman is from Lisburn, Ireland, so shout out to Lisburn.